Bhasma pariksha. Bhasmas are the fine powders which are prepared by using the metals and minerals, and they are administered to get the therapeutical properties. And since they contains the metals and minerals, there is need to test them before administer them in humans. So Bhasma pariksha is one of the quality control parameter mentioned in classics for the standardization of Bhasma. These tests are helpful in assessments of safety and efficacy of the drugs. And there are two types of tests are mentioned. One is physical test and chemical test. In the physical test, Varitara pariksha, Uttama pariksha, Rekha Purnatva, Nischandratva, Anjana Shadrusha Sukshmatva, ವರ್ಣ ನಿರ್ಧೂಮತ್ವ ಶ್ಲಕ್ಷ್ಣತ್ವ ಮೃದುತ್ವ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮತ್ವ ದಂತಚರತ್ವ. And in the chemical tests, ಅಪುನರುದ್ಭವ ನಿರುತ್ಯ ಗತರಸತ್ವ ಆರ್ ನಿಸ್ವಾದ ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟ ವರ್ಣ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ದದ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಲ ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾ ಅವಾಮ್ಯ. Importance of Bhasma. Bus means shine, Ma means past, Bhasma means which was shining in the past or the one which has the lost the luster. Preparation of Bhasma involves the various processes including Shodhana, Bhavana and Marana. The main aim of preparation of Bhasma is to increase its bioavailability and make it palatable for. And by the preparation of Bhasma, the physical form of material changes along with chemical characteristics, and ultimately it will increase the therapeutic efficacy. So, physical test, the first physical test is Varitara pariksha. Here, Vari means water, Tara means floats. In this pariksha, the bhasma is taken, the prepared bhasma is sprinkled on the surface of stagnant water. It floats on the surface of water if prepared properly. If not, it will sink in the water. In case if it floats on the water, it suggests that the bhasma is properly prepared. In case if it is sink in the water, it suggests that it contains the heavy particles and bhasma is not properly prepared. The significance is floating of bhasma signifies the micro fineness and lightness of bhasma particles. The lighter the particle, surface tension of water does not allow the particle to sink and keep them floating on the water. The example for this is Tamra Bhasma, Haratala Bhasma, Abhraka Bhasma, and other Bhasmas. Exceptions are Shuddha Varga, and the second test is Uttama pariksha, and this is the further continuation of the Varitara pariksha. In this test, after Varitara pariksha, Varitara, further step of Varitara by keeping the dhanya on the floating bhasma and absorb for the sink. In case after putting the dhanya on the floating bhasma, in case that dhanya is not sink in the water, it suggests that bhasma is properly prepared. Putting grain on the tested bhasma of the Varitara pariksha. And next test is Rekha Purnatva. In this test, the bhasma should be taken in the thumb and index finger and rubbed. Then the furrows of finger should be filled with the bhasma. It will not easily go when rubbed using two fingers if prepared properly. This test signifies that the fineness and minuteness of the bhasma. Examples are Tamra Bhasma, Swarna Bhasma, Rajata Bhasma, Loha Bhasma, Abhraka Bhasma, and other Bhasmas. Next, Nischandratva. In this test, the prepared Bhasma is to be taken and absorbed in the sunlight. If shining particles are present, then it is considered as Apakwa Bhasma or apakwa bhasma or bhasma is not properly prepared. It signifies that if the prepared bhasma should be free from metallic lusters and shine, even on observing through magnifying glasses, which indicates that the presence of any free metal. Whenever we are observing the bhasma in the sunlight, in case it contains the metals or the larger particles, definitely they will shine. So whenever that bhasma, if there is any shining particles are not present, then it suggests that the bhasma is properly prepared. The examples are abraka bhasma, tamra bhasma, swarnamakshika bhasma, rajata bhasma, and loha bhasma, and other bhasmas. Anjana sadrusha sukshmatva. Here, the properly prepared bhasma, if used as anjana, it should not produce any irritation in the eyes. If irritation is observed, then bhasma isn't prepared properly. Significance is properly prepared bhasma will be very fine and smooth, that it does not cause any irritation. Whenever the bhasma is applied to the eyelashes, in case it contains the larger particles, the particle will irritate the eyes. So if in case the bhasma is properly prepared, there will be no irritation to the eye. So this test is done for all types of bhasmas. Next, varna. Acharyas have mentioned specific colors for each bhasma. Alteration in the specific color suggests that bhasma is prepared, not prepared properly, because a particular metallic compound formed during the bhasma preparation possesses the unique color. Significance is specific color is mentioned for specific bhasma. The color maybe indicates the specific chemical configuration of the bhasma. In case we are preparing the abraka bhasma and after giving the marana, if the final product is not in aruna varna, it indicates that the bhasma is not properly prepared. So like that, there are some particular colors are mentioned for particular bhasmas. Examples for abraka, it is istika varna, vaikranta, raktabaha, makshika, vimala, rasaka, chapal, and kasisa rakta varna. कांसी शुद्धावर्गीय द्रव्यासार श्वेत लोह पक्व जंबू फल सदृश स्वर्ण इट इज चंपक वर्ण रजत एंड ताम्र कृष्ण वर्ण नाग कपोत वर्ण वंग चंद्रमा यशद पीत वर्ण. So these are the bhasmas and their colors: abraka bhasma, swarnamakshika bhasma, कांसी and spatika bhasma, swarna bhasma, loha bhasma, tamra bhasma, naga bhasma, vanga bhasma, and yashad bhasma. Next test is nirdhumatva. Little quantity of bhasma sprinkled over burning coal or fire. Properly prepared bhasma will not produce any smoke. Significance is the presence of fumes indicates that marana process is incompleted and some more putas are to be required to complete the process. So whenever the bhasma is sprinkled on the fire, if there is any particles or metallic particles are present, they will burn in the fire and they produce as the smoke. In case the bhasma is properly prepared, there is no smokes or fumes are produced. It indicates that the bhasma is properly prepared. And this nirdhumatva, this test is particularly done for haratala bhasma and bhasma containing gandhaka. Next test, slakshnatva. If bhasma is prepared properly, it will be very smooth if one touches and observe it. Significance is that slakshna bhasma indicates uniformity in the texture of bhasma and fineness of the particle size. As such, it is applicable for every bhasma. Every bhasma is very smooth to touch because it does not contains any heavy particles or particles in the crystal form. All the particles are all the metals and minerals after marana will become very fine and they become powder like. So you touch any bhasmas, the bhasmas are very smooth. If the bhasma is very smooth to touch, it indicates that it is prepared properly. Next, mrudutva. Mrudutva and slakshnatva. Bhasma should be mrudu and slakshna to touch. The softness and smoothness of bhasma is also due to its fineness. If the bhasma does not acquire the required stage of fineness, it can't be soft and smooth, and so it needs to putas. So this is also same. If the bhasma is mrudu means it is properly prepared. Next, sukshmatva. Sukshma implies fine form, and the prefix who added sukshma implies a very fine form. This pariksha also talks about the fineness of bhasma particles. That again, the same analogy or same explanation can be given that after marana the minerals and metals are completely change their physical and chemical state, and they will be very very fine in the state. So whenever we touches the bhasma is very fine, that is it is very shukshmatva and slakshna is there. And danta charatva. Dante Kacha when Bhasma does not feel gritty and chewing, that is Kacha and has a consistency like pollen grains of Ketake, then it is said to be farmed properly for use. See, whenever we take any Bhasmas and keep it between the two teeth and crushed it, it should not produce any sound. If it is producing the sound, means still the larger particles is present, it means that bhasma is not prepared properly. Okay, and the example is tamra bhasma and swarna bhasma. And next, the chemical tests. The first chemical test is apunarudbhava. Apunarudbhava means if a metal is taken and it is converted into bhasma by the marana, shodhana, marana and etc procedure, and after once the bhasma is prepared, and that bhasma should not be converted once again into its original state by doing any other procedure. That's the reason it is called as a punarudbhava. That any bhasmas like loha bhasma, tamra bhasma, any bhasmas once they are converted from metals to bhasma, they will not we will not able to convert once again them into their original state. But the exceptions are swarna bhasma and rajata bhasma. Next, nirutya. So nirutya, it is a very important chemical test. In nirutya, the bhasma is taken along with mitra panchaka, and the bhasma and mitra panchaka should be combined, and the bolas or the chakrikas are prepared. And after preparing the chakrikas, uh, a silver coin is placed in the chakrikas and the puta is given. The puta means it is subjected for the puta with the same puta which is given at the time of bhasmikarana. And after the puta, the silver coin is removed and weight is checked. In case is any increase in the weight of silver coin suggests that the bhasma is not properly prepared. It indicates that still the particles are present, still the metal particles are present in the bhasma. That's the reason they are reacting with silver coin and they are increasing the weight of the silver coin. So this test signifies that whether the complete conversion of metal into bhasma is take place is take place or not. And the examples are tamra bhasma and loha bhasma. Next test is Nishwadwar Gatarasatva. When a small pinch of bhasma is tested, it is tasteless, that Niswada. It should not contain any state like Amla, Kashaya, or any rasas, which is also qualitative parameter of bhasma. As we already know that metals and minerals, once they are undergone the shodhana marana procedures, they lost physical and chemical properties. So the end product like bhasma, when we are tasted, it is tasteless and it should not contain any taste. If it contains a particular taste, it means that it is not properly prepared. And this test is done for tamra bhasma and tutta bhasma. And visishta varna utpatti. So example is mruddhara shunga bhasma preparation. If bhavana dravya is used, bhavana dravya is used as taken as arka dugdha, the bhasma prepared will be black. In case if bhavana dravya kumari sarasa is used, then the bhasma will be of white color. So this is the it indicates that when the different bhavana dravyas are used, the different colors of bhasma will produce that. So this is called visishta varana utpatti. The bhasma will attain some specific color based on the bhavana dravya. And the Dhyamla pariksha. So this pariksha is particularly done for copper containing bhasmas. So in this test, the bhasma should be sprinkled on amla dravya or amla dadi and observe for development of a green color or any changes in the color around the dadi. If color develops, it indicates the apakwa bhasma. The significance is if bhasmas reacts with amla dravya, that is curd, lemon juice, etc., and some salt compounds are formed which may be responsible for the changes in the color of the amla dravya. So examples are Tamra Bhasma, Swarnamakshika Bhasma, and Tutta Bhasma. So here why the color changes is happens because this copper reacts with amla dravya and produces some salty compound. That salt compound is responsible for the change in the color. Last, avamya pariksha. A pinch of bhasma when taken orally should not produce nausea or vomiting sensation. This test is done specifically for tamra and tutta bhasmas. Metallic taste, nausea, vomiting, etc. is felt when aushadha like tamra and tutta bhasma are consumed. When when properly, when the bhasmas are not properly prepared and we are taking it, then produces some side effects like nausea and vomiting. If these effects are seen, it indicates that bhasmas are not properly prepared. Signifies that acceptability of the bhasma into the body system. Examples are Swarna Bhasma and other Tamra Bhasmas, other Tamra containing Bhasmas. Thank you.